Hey y'all, it's Monday, October 20th, 2025. I'm Grace Townsend.
And I'm Riley Vega. And if you thought things couldn't get worse after the massive protests on Saturday, well, we need to talk.
Today is day 20 of the government shutdown, the third longest in American history. And instead of solutions, we're watching Trump expand his authoritarian playbook in real time.
We've got breaking news on multiple fronts. Trump is now raiding military research funds to pay troops. He's threatening Colombia with tariffs and cutting all aid. The Supreme Court is still deciding whether he can militarize American cities, and 42 million Americans on SNAP benefits are about to run out of food assistance in 11 days.
This isn't just a shutdown anymore. This is systematic dismantling of democracy while millions of Americans suffer. So let's break down what's happening right now, what it means, and what comes next.
Okay, let's start with where we are. Day 20 of the government shutdown, third longest in U.S. history, surpassed only by the 1995 shutdown and Trump's own 2018-2019 shutdown.
750,000 federal workers are still furloughed. No paycheck, no work. Just sitting at home, wondering when Congress will do its job.
But wait, it gets worse. The Senate is voting again today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. This will be the 11th time they've tried to end the shutdown.
11 times, y'all. And here's what's holding it up. Democrats want to extend Affordable Care Act tax breaks for 24 million Americans who buy health insurance through Obamacare. These tax breaks expire at the end of the year. Without them, millions will lose affordable health care. Republicans say, sure, we'll talk about health care after you reopen the government. Democrats say, no, we need guarantees now because we don't trust you. Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona said yesterday on Face the Nation, we should be able to wrap things up this week if they will sit down and have a negotiation with us. But Republican Senator Katie Britt from Alabama basically told Democrats to do the right thing and reopen the government first, then talk healthcare later. So it's a standoff. Meanwhile, real people are suffering. SNAP benefits, that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, food stamps, serves 42 million low-income Americans. The USDA warned last week, if the shutdown doesn't end, there will not be enough funding to pay SNAP benefits for November. That's 11 days away. 42 million people about to lose food assistance because Trump and Republicans refuse to negotiate.
And then there are the workers who are still working. 13,000 air traffic controllers, 50,000 TSA agents, all essential workers, all working without pay.
The Air Traffic Controllers Union put out a statement. We're doing our jobs, but our members are stressed, exhausted, and wondering how they're going to pay rent next month.
The FAA warned last week that if controllers start calling in sick because they can't afford gas to get to work, we could see major flight delays and cancellations across the country.
Now let's talk about the bombshell story that broke this weekend. Politico revealed that Trump has already raided $6.5 billion from military research and development funds to pay active duty troops during the shutdown.
And here's the kicker. He did this without congressional approval, which is illegal. The Constitution gives Congress the power of the purse, not the president.
The Pentagon confirmed it. They took money earmarked for weapons development, technology research, and military infrastructure projects and redirected it to troop paychecks.
And Trump plans to do it again on October 31st. That's 11 days from now. He's going to raid another round of military funds.
Republican Senators Susan Collins, Jerry Moran, and Lisa Murkowski all expressed concern about this. Collins said the president cannot unilaterally redirect appropriated funds without congressional authorization.
But concern doesn't mean action. Where's the accountability? Where's the impeachment talk? If Obama had done this, Republicans would have called it tyranny.
And let's be clear about what this means. Trump is gutting long-term military readiness, research into next-generation weapons, cyber defense, military technology to cover his own political mess.
China and Russia are watching. They're investing heavily in military R&D. We are raiding ours to pay salaries because Trump refuses to compromise on a budget.
This is what happens when you elect someone who thinks he's above the law. He treats the Constitution like a suggestion, not a binding legal document.
And the scary part? He's getting away with it. No Republican leadership is calling for investigations. No one's threatening consequences.
Because they're complicit. They've chosen party loyalty over constitutional duty, and that's how democracies die, not with a bang, but with a collective shrug.
And if that wasn't enough, Trump is now escalating a conflict with Colombia.
President Gustavo Petro criticized U.S. military strikes in South America during a UN speech last week. Since September, the U.S. has conducted 7 airstrikes in the region, killing 32 people.
Petro called it American imperialism and demanded accountability, so Trump retaliated.
He's cutting all $230 million in U.S. aid to Colombia, and he's threatening tariffs on Colombian exports.
Colombia is one of our closest allies in Latin America. They've been a partner in counter-narcotics operations, trade, and regional stability for decades.
But because their president criticized U.S. foreign policy, Trump is throwing away decades of diplomacy.
This is what authoritarianism looks like. Dissent is punished, allies are treated like enemies, and international relationships are destroyed over personal grievances.
Think about the message this sends to other world leaders. If you criticize the United States, even legitimately, Trump will cut off aid and impose economic punishment.
That's not leadership. That's bullying, and it weakens American influence around the world.
Meanwhile, China and Russia are more than happy to step in and fill the void we're creating in Latin America.
Every ally we alienate, every partnership we destroy, it's a gift to our adversaries. And Trump doesn't care as long as his ego is protected.
So let's step back and look at the pattern here.
A 20-day government shutdown with no end in sight. Trump illegally raiding military funds. 42 million Americans about to lose food assistance. Essential workers going unpaid. And international alliances being destroyed over petty revenge.
This isn't normal political gridlock. This is a deliberate strategy of chaos.
Trump thrives in chaos. He creates crises, then positions himself as the only one who can solve them. But the real cost is borne by ordinary Americans.
Federal workers who can't pay rent, families who depend on SNAP to feed their kids, air traffic controllers working for free to keep us safe.
And meanwhile, Trump is at Mar-a-Lago. Republicans in Congress are blocking every attempt at compromise, and millions of Americans are left to suffer.
So what can we do?
First, stay informed. Don't let this become normalized. Every day of this shutdown is a failure of leadership.
Second, contact your representatives. Tell them this is unacceptable. Demand they end the shutdown and restore accountability.
And third, organize. Join mutual aid networks. Support food banks. Help your neighbors. We can't rely on this government to take care of us. We have to take care of each other.
The Senate votes today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Watch what happens. See who votes to end this and who votes to prolong it.
And remember, this is day 20, but it doesn't have to be day 21.
Until next time, I'm Riley Vega.
And I'm Grace Townsend. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay strong.
No kings.
No kings.